What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. So let's go ahead and get into this guy. I think I know what is in here, but we are about to find out together. So let's see what... Yes! Let's see what we got here, guys. So we got a Civivi, typical standard Civivi box. And let's take a look and see what we have. That'll be it for what's in the box. We have our nice Civivi zipper pouch. And we got our catalog of stickers, instruction and warranty info, microfiber cloth, blade show, pamphlet, and we have our knife here. So let's take a look and see what we have. So what we are looking at is a revamped version, guys, of the Civivi Chevalier. This will be the Chevalier number 2. So let's take a little closer of a look here and see what we got. So we have a nice black washed finish on the blade, and we're still maintaining that nice sheep's foot style of blade. I love how it flares out there at the end, so you still have a little bit of a pokey tip. Then you have your mini fuller here, and you get the rear flipper tab. And I can say, guys, that I can tell a tremendous difference between about a year ago, exactly a year ago, to right now. The companies that are doing button locks have taken it from doing good on the button locks to doing exceptionally well at the button locks. And I'm talking about several different companies that I've checked out some of their newer offerings when it comes to button locks, and they are just absolutely nailing the spring strength that is required to make it feel good when you're opening the thing up. They're also getting the construction right that when I push this button in, the blade is going to fall. It's not going to hesitate. It's not going to be an issue. They are just absolutely nailing it. And then all the newer button locks that I've checked out have all been passing the spine whack test, the lock test that I like to put all new knives through. And I can say right off the rip, guys, the spring strength on this is very good, man. This is nice. And then they went from G10 and wood to now they're doing some different aluminum for the handle material. Got this nice little steel rollover clip here, minimal design. This might be a great candidate for a milled tie clip. And this is a great design, guys. The Chevalier design. It's a great size, a nice useful blade shape. Button locks are always fun. The main key is, are they going to hold up under certain duress? Now here is the Chevalier number 1. And as you can see here, there's not going to be a ton of differences in the design. They are going to be very similar. I think the reason it's number 2 is they're kind of changing the finish on the blades and the material at which they're giving you on the handle. I believe G10 and the wood handle was the original one, and now they're offering it in some other stuff. And yeah, guys, I can tell you, like, this is decent. You know, the V1, it's decent, but it's a little lacking in that spring strength, the thing that makes you say, this is enjoyable to open and close, right? That it lacks that just a little bit. And then that's where this guy comes in. This is just, you can just hear it, see it, feel it. It's different. it just don't have the oomph that this guy does. You can just, it might not be portraying on camera like it is here in my hand and feel. And if you had a V1 and now have a V2, let me know down below and give me your thoughts on that. And let me know if you have seen these as well down in the comments. Because I wasn't aware of these until I was talking with Civivi and about some of their knives, and they said that they had this model. It's going to carry nice and deep in the pocket, so that'll be, you know, typical Civivi steel rollover clip. Like I said, though, that might be a good candidate for a titanium clip. We'll have to see about that. The next question is going to be what kind of edge. It's going to carry well. And Civivi, I would say almost 99% of the models I've had in from them, or that I've bought in from Civivi, all come with a great edge and great geometry as well, as far as blade stock down to the edge. That's going to be, is that a hollow grind? No, that's a flat grind. That's a full flat grind, I believe. So that's going to make that a nice tough slicer. And another great thing about these is one of my favorite cuts or favorite grips. You'll be able to climb right up behind that tip or right up on top of it. And because of that nice low tip here, you'll be able to basically run your hand on the material as you are making your precision type cut or your detailed type cut. And then this kind of offers a little spot here where if you needed like a little bit more control over this edge or over the entire knife itself, you know, that's a decent resting spot. It's not going to be like a hard use type grip spot there, but they give you enough, and there's nothing going to really be in your way from kind of wrapping over that for a lighter controlled type of cut. But you'll be able to be fairly close to that edge, but eventually you're going to run into that sharpening choil, which does look pretty good. You're going to get some decent sharpening life out of this guy. So let's take a close-up look at this guy, and then we'll see what that lock strength is all about. So the fuller is nice and accessible. The finish on the blade looks great. Nice black washed finish. Very nice finish on that blade. I really like that. These aluminum scales got the same, they almost have like a wash pattern to them as well. It's not that bright, you know, aluminum. It's got like a tumble wash look to it, which is really nice, especially in person. Almost kind of like a gunmetal gray or what have you, but it's very subtle. And the black blade with the black hardware and then the gray handle, this is a nice little version right here. And they have a couple different versions of this guy available. And then the deep carry clip, which will be reversible. It'll be surface mounted with recessed screws, but there's going to be plenty of room up in there. So let's see what that lock is hitting for here. Keep in mind, this is brand new, out of the box, only been flipped the handful of times that I have done it here. We forgot to check centering. Even after all that flipping and fooling around, we are still nice and centered up. There's no blade play side to side or up and down, so that's nice. Let's make sure this is locked up well. We'll give it some wrist, and we have solid lock up there. Yeah, guys, this is solid, and I was thinking that it would be. Like I said earlier in the video, the guys that are putting out these button locks are just doing a phenomenal job on them. The spring strength is so much better. The deployment, the close, everything about the button locks that these companies are doing now is so much better than even a year ago, probably even 6 months ago. They have really started to dial these button locks in, and I don't know, like I said, these were good, but not great. These are starting to teeter on great for a button lock. I mean, they have really dialed these in, which is very impressive. Let me know down in the comments if you have sort of experienced the same thing. Maybe you got a button lock a year or more ago and just recently got a new version button lock, from whomever. And let me know if you're noticing the same thing as well, because I think this is number 3, of the button locks that are newer designs that I've handled that have been very impressive. At least 3, if not maybe 4. Just ultra impressive. You can tell the tolerances are tighter. The springs are stronger. The button and the plunge is just better. And then the lockup and the lock geometry and the tolerances within the lock, those are better and stronger. As you could see, the lockup on this is solid, and this is solid. Comfortable, grippy, good size. I mean, I loved this version, but like I said, it was just lacking that, that exciting, I want to carry it. It's fun to carry. It's enjoyable to flip open. It was just a, good button lock. This is definitely up to speed on, this would be fun to carry. This is enjoyable to open and close, and it's solid. Going to get the job done. Comfortable. The only thing I would say is this is clean. Can anybody tell me what I'm going to say right now? The only thing that I would change on this knife, or the only thing that I would add, is what? A backspacer. If this had an aluminum backspacer in here, guys, it'll add a little bit of weight. 0.2, 0.3, nothing that really matters. But man, would that just even make this so much more comfortable. It would tie everything in together. There's no internal milling, so they're not worried about weight with this guy. So, if you tackled in some internal milling, even just a little bit, and then added that full-length backspacer in, or, a decent sized, you would basically counteract that with the weight relief in the handle and add that. Oh man, would that be a nice touch on this thing. But it's comfortable in hand. These are nicely softened. They're wide enough that, it's comfortable. And even with rearward pressure here, it's still comfortable. I mean, I'm really pulling back on this thing into my hand, and it's comfortable. I can feel some pressure up here, but that's normal with pulling the knife back into your hand like that. So I don't feel any hot spots or anything like that. This is comfortable as hell, and this is going to be a great user right here. The blade shape, the comfort, the lock being solid, and it's going to be fun to carry as well. This will make a nice EDC knife and a fun button lock to mess with. Let me know what you think of this guy down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel or you've been here before and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. We got tons more coming up the pipe, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.